All right, guys. So a lot of times people ask me where my background, obviously my perspective as to how do I come up or understand exercise, or how do I cue exercise, or where does my education come from? So I have two main mentors, two main arms of what I do. Not only am I a strength coach and a personal trainer, I guess, I'm also a neuromuscular therapist, manual therapist. I practice something called muscle activation techniques, which is a manual therapy where we would do assessment and global range of motion to see where you don't move very well, and the correlation between what a bodybuilder or what a everyday person would come to see me for is I've had old injuries or chronic dysfunction, or in this room, I do all the bicep curls in the world and my biceps don't get big. Or I have elbow pain on one side, or I have a pec tear, or I don't want to have a pec tear. I have any number of clients that come see me for lack of development or overuse injuries, based simply on the fact that they're going to come in and do 10,000 reps. So sometimes it's how well you do those reps, do you fit the equipment, and how does your body work. And so the other side of the arm of what I've learned to do in terms of mechanical stuff is the resistance training specialist program out of Oklahoma with Tom Purvis. So Greg Roscoff and Tom Purvis have been my two giant mentors and have affected my career greatly. Now, the resistance training specialist program is how you're going to take apart equipment. You're going to learn to take apart equipment. You're going to learn how force angles, moment arms. You're going to understand a bunch of physics that go into all the ability to do with exercise. You're going to understand how your body moves, and that's where the MAT side and the RTS side come together. The MAT side helps me understand how well you move or don't move, and the RTS side says, how do I fit you onto equipment, and what is sort of the code break for all this equipment. In this gym alone, there are so many pieces that are just slightly different, and my job in this gym as a coach is to kind of understand how to jailbreak that equipment and understand how to fit a person on there and have them get the best out of that exercise. So a lot of times people are going to ask me, what do I do different, or what's the advantage with me? Putting the personal back in personal training is kind of funny because it's actually all about customizing. Generally, equipment in every gym is made for a certain size body, and we come in all shapes and sizes with all kinds of different athletic backgrounds, some of which is going to help us and some of which is going to hinder us. So a lot of people can't just sit on a piece of equipment and, wow, this feels great. And so they don't understand something, they don't want to practice it, or they practice it, they put a lot of time and effort, and then they hurt themselves. And obviously we come to the gym to get healthy. So what somebody might expect with a session with me might be more, I have problem areas, or I have an area that I can't develop, or I have an area that doesn't matter how many of those do I work on, I have joint pain. And so you might get me to break down your body a different way, assess and treat your body a different way, and then we go back out on the floor and all of a sudden we start tackling some of those exercises that have been so hard for you to understand.